The Pope was condemned, Pope Francis was condemned by Catholics on YouTube for inviting transgender prostitutes to the Vatican and eating lunch with them and joking with them. Pope Francis was condemned by Catholics on YouTube for telling his priests they can bless homosexuals. Now, what they won't tell you is Pope Francis said transgenderism is demonic. What they won't tell you is Pope Francis told the Italian bishops he was speaking to, don't allow any man into the seminary with a hint of femininity. And he talked like a bouncer at times, and he used the derogatory term for homosexual that starts with an F, and the Vatican had to apologize twice for this. What they don't understand is, yes, Pope Francis loved the sinner. He was a friend of sinners, but he hated the sin just as much. What they left out of the story with inviting those transgenders, it was when Pope Francis became Pope, there was a huge, luxurious hotel that the Vatican wanted to use to charge exorbitant amounts of money to allow tourists to come in. And they said, yeah, we'll give some of the money to the poor. He said, no, we'll make this a palace for the poor. So he made it a homeless shelter with the most expensive art the Vatican had, so these people could feel the dignity of being a human being. And he invited 1,000 homeless people to come eat lunch with him. And many of them were prostitutes, and some were transgenders. When he told his priests to bless homosexuals, he said, use the blessing of actual grace, which is actually a prayer that gives us the grace to repent. According to Father Anuzu, an exorcist priest, is actually a deliverance prayer to deliver us from demons. So why do these people lie about the Pope, take him out of context? Now, the average person watching YouTube and trusting these men, they might be confused. They might not understand that we're to love the sinner as much as we hate the sin. But these grifters on YouTube, they know the difference, because with them, the issue isn't the issue. You see, a lot of Catholics are still mad from what happened over 60 years ago. Just like Lutherans are mad at what happened, Lutherans go back 500 years and they're mad. But there's some Catholics that hate the council called Vatican II, and they hate that the Mass had changed and made it very ordinary for the ordinary person. They want the fancy schmancy stuff.